Good morning students, welcome back to computer science classes of class 12. Today in this session we will be learning SQL constraints. SQL constraints are rules used to limit the type of data that can go into a table to maintain the accuracy and integrity of the data inside the table. And these constraints can be divided in two following types. One, column level constraints that limits only column data. The second one, table level constraints that limits the whole table data. Now let us see what are the different types we are having. The constraints are used to make sure the integrity of data and is maintained in the database. So we have got not null, unique, primary key, foreign key, check and default constraints. Now let us start with the not null constraint. Not null constraints restricts a column that will every time have a value. A not null means it cannot have a null value. Let us see the example. So create table name like student, SID int not null, name varchar agent. So when we are specifying not null in front of SID, that means SID of student will never have null values as its input. Moving to next, we have got unique constraint. This ensures that the field or column will only have unique values. So when we will be creating a table, and if you use unique constraint, then it will be called as table level constraint. Now let us see, create table name SID int not null unique. So it will be not null as well as unique. So you cannot enter any record that is duplicate or it is already entered in that particular field. So SID of student table will not only have unique values and won't take null values. So let us see, if you want to have the unique constraint at the column level, so for that you will be, suppose you want to add a new column and that time you want to use unique constraint. So write alter table name, add unique SID. So in this way SID will be taken. So the above query specified SID field of student table will only have unique values. Now primary key constraint, it uniquely identifies each record in a table and a primary key must contain unique values and it must not contain null values. So basically primary key is equal to not null plus unique, and the primary key is used to index the data inside the table. So at table level, if you want to say, then create table students SID int primary key name varchar 60 not null agent. Whereas if you want to have at column level the primary key constraint, then you have to write like alter table student add primary key in bracket SID. So the command will create a primary key on the SID. Foreign key constraint. Foreign key is actually used to relate two different tables. So foreign key is used to restrict actions that would destroy links between tables. So to understand, let us see this table, customer detail table, where the fields are CID customer name address, and order detail table, order ID order name CID. The CID in order table is the foreign key because this is the primary key in customer table or customer detail table. So CID is the primary key in customer detail table, which is set as foreign key in order detail table. The value that is entered in CID, which is set as foreign key in order table, must be present in customer detail table, where it is set as primary key. This prevents invalid data to be inserted into CID column of order detail table. Let us see the example. At the table level, if you want to have foreign key constraint, we can write like this: create table, table name, that is order detail, the secondary table. So let's see. So order ID int primary key, order name varchar 60 not null, CID. Since CID is the foreign key that we want to set, so we'll write CID int foreign key references. This references is the keyword, and then customer detail, the primary table, where CID is the primary key. Okay. At the column level, if anyone want to use foreign key constraint, then alter table primary key, primary table name, that is order detail. Sorry, order detail is the secondary table. So secondary table name, add foreign key CID references and the primary table name and the column name, that is the CID. So let us understand the behavior of foreign key column on delete. If you want to delete, then what happens? So there are two ways to maintain the integrity of data in the child table. Child table means the secondary one. So when a particular record is deleted in the main table. So when two tables are connected with foreign key and certain data in the main table is deleted, for which record exists in the child table, then we must have some mechanism to save the integrity of data in the child table. So you can have two types of deleting foreign key. One is cascading, another is delete null. So cascading is nothing but will remove the record from the child table if the value of foreign key is deleted from the main table. Whereas delete null, this will set all the values in the record of the child table as null, for which the values of foreign key is deleted from the main table. I hope this is clear to all of you. And if we do not use any of the above, then we cannot delete data from the main table, for which the data in which child table exists, and we'll get this error. Now moving to check constraint. Check constraint is used to restrict the value of a column between a range. It performs check on the values before storing them into the database. It's like condition checking before saving data into column. So let us see how to implement it. So create table, table name, then field name int not null, check SID is greater than 0. So name varchar 60 not null agent. So the above query will restrict SID value to be greater than 0. That it has to be every time greater than 0. Less than 0 it will never take, it will give you error. And if you want to have this check constant at column level, then we can write like this: alter table student add check SID greater than 0. So with this we are ending our session for today. If you have any doubt, you can ask. I hope the session was fruitful and enjoying. Thank you.